Hello everyone. Today we are going to the topic, the world eternal on heaven. Firstly, we will go to chapter 1, the splendor before the storm. Before time had name and space have no measure, heaven existed in radiant perfection. Its vast expanse was a dream of unbroken harmony, bathed in light that needed no source, singing a symphony of eternal praise. At the center of this splendor sat the throne of the Most High, surrounded by angelic hosts of unimaginable beauty and power. Seraphim with six wings, cherubim with flaming swords, and archangels pierced the mandate of God. Among these were one of unmatched brilliance, Lucifer, the morning star. He was the highest of the angels, crowned with wisdom and perfect in beauty. His brilliance outshone the stars, and his mind was filled with knowledge beyond the reach of mortal comprehension. The great in this radiance still a shadow, the first daring star praised. As he beheld the endless prize given to God alone, a question whispered through his heart: why should he alone be worshipped? Am I not worthy as well? What began as a subtle dwarf grew into a consuming flame. Lucifer's beauty, his power, his place, once a gift, became a throne he desired to claim. His voice, once a melody in a chorus, turned to a song of rebellion. Around him a tide of angels listened, captivated by his vision of a kingdom where he would reign supreme. Thus, the perfect order of heaven was fractured by a seed of envy. The first tear in a fabric of celestial harmony, setting the stage for a world that would echo through eternity. Lucifer's ambition spread like wildfire among the angelic host. The once unified chorus of praise was pierced by whispers of dissent, questions that grew louder with every passing moment. Why must God alone command? Why should we bow endlessly without freedom? These thoughts, one unthinkable, now took root in the hearts of many. The morning star charisma and brilliance swayed a multitude, drawing them into his vision of rebellion cloaked in promises of freedom and power. Then not all were fooled. Michael, the great archangel and commander of the heavenly armies, sent by gathering storm. His countenance was steadfast, unwavering in loyalty to the Almighty. Gathering the faithful, Michael warned them of the peril that pride could bring, that exaltation of self would lead only to ruin and separation from the source of all light. But the battle lines were already drawn. The fabric of heaven's peace had been torn. In the high cost of celestial room, debate turned to confrontation. The world, though not yet begun in full fury, shimmered like a tempest ready to break. In those homes where once only harmony reigned, voices now clashed, some crying for rebellion, others pleading for unity and submission. And at the heart of it all stood Lucifer, radiant that defiant, ready to challenge the internal order. Next, we are going to chapter 2, the rebellion ignites. As the rebellion ignited, the heavens quaked with the clashing of winds and the clash of mighty forces. The angelic host, once united in endless harmony, now stood arrayed in bitter opposition. Lucifer's followers, fueled by pride and desire for independence, challenged the very foundation of divine authority. They moved with fury and defeat, their ranks swelling with angels, convinced that freedom lay in breaking the internal bonds. Against them, Michael marshaled the loyal legions, seraphim whose wings bore the fire of purity, cherubim whose plates shimmer with holy light, archangels whose voice thunder commands of order and peace. The air itself seemed charged with divine energy as Michael issued his call to arms, his armor gleaming with the radiance of God's justice. The battlefield was not a place of earth, but the polished expanse of heaven itself, the sky filled with flashes of light and shadows, with the roar of celestial swords and the thunder of mighty wings. The great war had begun. As the clash, its strife was not merely physical but spiritual, each blow carrying the weight of internal consequence. The rebel angels fought with desperation, knowing that defeat would mean internal exile, while the loyal angels fought with unfailing faith, determined to protect the sanctity of the throne. The conflict ran across room, unseen by mortal eyes, a cosmic struggle of pride against humility, rebellion against obedience, and chaos against order. Early battles were fierce and chaotic, shaking the very foundations of heaven's splendor. Lucifer, wielding his unmatched beauty and cunning, led his legions with a fire born of defiance. His voice was a clarion call, rallying his followers to press the exile against the gates of the divine realm. The rebel angels, many of whom had once stood as guardians and worshippers, now unleashed their fury with wings aflame and swords ignited by corrupted light. Yet, opposing them stood Michael, the commander of faithful, whose resolve was as unwavering as the throne he defended. Clad in armor forged by divine craftsmanship, wielding a sword of celestial fire, Michael became the bulwark against the advancing tide of rebellion. The clash of their forces was titanic, a storm of light and shadow, a tempest of sound and fury. The sky above heaven's crystal course was torn asunder, and the echoes of war resulted through the furnace of creation. The Archangel Gabriel and Uriel led their own battle lions, inspiring courage and order amid the chaos. Even the seraphim, usually attendants of peace and worship, were thrown into battle, their sick wings beating thunderously as the unleashed holy fire upon the rebels. Despite their might, the loyal angels suffered losses, as the rebels fought with the desperation of those who knew their fate hung on victory or eternal exile. The war was not merely a physical conflict, it was a battle for the very soul of heaven, a test of loyalty, faith, and the nature of freedom itself. As the battle raged on, the tide shifted with every clash of swords and surge of power. Lucifer's forces, though fierce and passionate, began to feel the weight of the loyal angels' unwavering faith and divine strength. Michael's strategy was not thus brute force but precision. He struck where rebellion was weakest and inspired hope where despair threatened to overwhelm. The heavens themselves seemed to pulse with the energy of this cosmic struggle, light and darkness swirling in a chaotic dance. At one pivotal moment, Michael confronted Lucifer face to face atop a radiant peak that pierced the celestial skies. There too a magnificent and terrifying spectacle. Sparkle of divine energy flew with every stride, illuminating the vast expanse. Around them, the battle paused momentarily, as if creation itself held its breath. This encounter marked the turning point. The loyal angels rallied, their spirits renewed by Michael's courage, while the repelled host faltered under the weight of judgment and the undeniable power of righteousness. Though the world was far from over, this moment signaled that rebellion, no matter how brilliant, could not stand against the ordained order. The stage was set for the great celestial war to escalate into full fury, the war that would forever change the fabric of heaven and encode through eternity. Next, we are going to the chapter 3, the Great Celestial War. With the faithful duo between Michael and Lucifer signaling a decisive shift, the Great Celestial War erupted in full, thunderous fury. No longer were the battles mere skirmishes or whispered conflicts. The heavens themselves become a vast battlefield, ablaze with divine fire and shadowed by the rain of fallen grace. Angelic hosts clasped in waves of radiant light and searing darkness, their weapons blazing with holy flame and corrupted fire alight. The ground beneath their feet, if such a thing existed in this dream, trembled with the force of their blows, and was thick the cries of warriors, both loyal and fallen, each fighting not only for dominion but for the very essence of truth and purpose. Michael commanded the loyal legions with strategic brilliance and unwavering courage, relying the faithful to hold fast against the insidious type of rebellion. Meanwhile, Lucifer's generals, once noble angels turned traitor, led desperate charges, their hatred sharpened by the certainty of their impending doom. The celestial planes were torn asunder, stars dimmed and reunited, and the divine harmony was shattered in a cacophony of war. That, amidst the chaos, the loyal angels clung to hope and faith, knowing that their cause was just and their victory necessary to preserve the order of all creation. The world's fury knew no bounds, as angels clashed with angels in a tempest of divine power. Mighty seraphim unleashed torrents of holy fire that crossed the repelled ranks, while cherubim wielded flaming swords that cut through shadow and deceit. The heavens showcased the Archangel led battalions of light against the dark legions, the voices raised in thunderous battle cries that echoed through eternity. That for every repel cast down, another seemed to rise with relentless fury, the hatred and pride fueling an unending storm of defiance. The conflict was not only a contest of strength, but a spiritual war. Each blow carried the weight of faith, each victory a testament to loyalty or rebellion. Michael fought at the forefront, his sword blazing with the purity of the Most High's will. Beside him stood Gabriel, herald of God's message, whose trumpet blast relied the faithful and struck terror into the hearts of the fallen. Uriel, guardian of light in wisdom, guided the loyal through the darkest moments, while Raphael, hero of the celestial host, tended to the wounded and ploughed the hope. The rebel leaders' names now lost to time, once radiant angels commanded with ruthless cunning, each driven by the same pride that had corrupted Lucifer. As the battles raged, heaven itself seemed to fracture under the strain, the endless harmony splintering into the constant cries of war. Yet, even amid the devastation, the light of hope burned bright, for the loyal angels fought not merely for victory, but for the restoration of divine order and eternal peace. As the war dragged on, the heavens grew darker with the shadow of conflict, and the clash of celestial powers became more desperate and devastating. The rebel forces, though fewer in number, fought with reckless abandon, driving their pride and the knowledge that defeat would mean eternal punishment. They struck with ferocity, aiming to shatter the foundations of heaven itself. In response, the loyal angels formed unbreakable lines of defense. The faith and unity, creating worlds of life and that repelled the assault time and again. Michael's leadership was a beacon of hope. His every comment was a rallying cry that strengthened the resolve of his warriors. In one of the fiercest battles, Lucifer unleashed a torrent of dark fire that threatened to consume the very skies. The loyal host barely held, but Michael, with a mighty roar, did a counter-strike which pushed back the darkness, forcing the rebels to retreat. The tide of battle shifted, but the war was far from over. Each victory was costly, and each loss marked deeply. The celestial war was not just a fight for dominion, but a test of the very nature of loyalty, free will, and divine justice. And as the conflict reached its zenith, awaited the inevitable confrontation between Michael and Lucifer, a duel that would decide the fate of heaven itself. The following chapter is the throne of the morning star. The heavens held their breath as the two greatest champions of the eternal realm faced each other. Michael, radiant with the life of divine justice, stood firm, his sword blazing with holy fire. Opposite him, Lucifer, the morning star, gleaming a dark, twisted beauty, pride and fury burning in his eyes. The duel was more than combat. It was a cosmic clash of worlds, a battle between obedience and rebellion, light and shadow. Each stride sent ripples through the fabric of heaven, shaking the stars and echoing across creation. The loyal angels watched with hope, the rebels with desperate defiance. The fight was fierce and unrelenting. Michael's sword struck with the authority of heaven itself, while Lucifer's plough seethed with the pain of a fallen grace. The clash culminated in a moment of divine judgment when Michael's blade pierced through Lucifer's defenses, wounding the once bright morning stars. With the rebel leader defeated, the voice of God thundered through the heavens, pronouncing judgment upon the fallen. In a blinding flash of light and shadow, Lucifer and his followers were cast down, hurled from the celestial realm into a place beyond. The great rebellion had ended, but its scars would forever mark the fabric of heaven and own creation. As Lucifer fell, his brilliant dimmed, replaced by a burning wind and despair unlike any seen before. The heavens trembled under the weight of his exile. The once radiant morning star transformed into Satan, the adversary. The thought of angels who had followed him, the fallen, plummeted alongside their leader, their wings sighed and their hearts filled with fury and sorrow. They crashed into the void beyond heaven, a realm of darkness and desolation where God's light did not reach. This abyss became their prison and their kingdom. How? Though defeated, the fallen angels' rebellion was not extinguished. From the depths of their exile, they vowed vengeance and plotted to undermine the divine order. Meanwhile, in heaven, the loyal angels mourned the loss of their brethren, even as they rejoiced in the preservation of divine justice. The throne of the Most High, once threatened, now stood secure but marked by the world's scars. The celestial harmony slowly began to heal, yet the memory of the great war remained etched in the hearts of all. The cosmic conflict had changed the very nature of creation, introducing the prison of evil and rebellion into the eternal story. And so, the world's aftermath set the test of a new chapter in the divine plan, a story of redemption, free will, and the ongoing struggle between light and darkness. The final chapter is echoes through eternity. Though the war in heaven had ended, its echoes resulted through all of creation, shaping the destiny of worlds that to come. The fallen angels, cast into the abyss, transformed into demons, beings of corruption of malice, forever opposed to the order they had sought to overthrow. Yet, God's justice was tempered with mercy and patience. Rather than obliterating the rebels outright, He allowed them to exist, to exercise free will and face the consequences of their rebellion. This divine paradox, the coexistence of justice and mercy, of authority and freedom, become the foundation of the cosmic drama that would unfold on Earth. Humanity was created not in a realm untouched by conflict, but in a world shadowed by presence of both good and evil, choice and consequence. Angels continue to serve as guardians and messengers, guiding and protecting while the forces of darkness sought to tempt and destroy. The great war became a timeless reminder of the cost of pride and the power of faith. It also foretold a final confrontation, decisive battle that would one day restore perfect harmony and confirm eternal division. Until that day, the struggle between light and darkness would persist, echoing the world that had once shaken heaven itself, a testament to the enduring mystery of free will, divine justice, and the infinite mercies of the Most High. In the wake of the great celestial war, the balance of creation was forever altered. The sky above the newly peaceful dream streamed with renewed light. That beneath that brilliance lay the shadow of rebellion that refused to be fully erased. The fallen angels, now known as demons, become the embodiment of opposition, tempting, corrupting, and striving to undermine the divine plan at every turn. Their existence serves as a profound test of humanity's free will, for unlike the angels who remain in steadfast loyalty, humans were born into a world of choice, where good and evil contended for their soul. God's decision not to annihilate Satan and his followers was an expression of divine patience and wisdom. To erase them entirely would have negated the purpose of free will, the gift to choose love or rebellion, obedience or pride. Their continual presence allowed for the unfolding of a narrative where redemption, repentance, and grace could truly manifest. It was a profound paradox. The presence of evil allowed goodness to be chosen freely and thus made genuine. Angels, once united in unbroken harmony, now assumed roles as guardians and warriors, protectors of humanity against the encountering darkness. The celestial battlefields become quiet, but the spiritual world continues beneath the surface of mortal life. Each act of kindness, each moment of faith was more victory in the grand cosmic struggle. Meanwhile, the fallen prophet, ever restless, seekingly claimed what was lost and to call up the beauty of creation. Yet, amid this ongoing conflict, the promise of restoration and peace endured. Scripture and prophecy spoke of a final reckoning, a day when the world would reach its ultimate conclusion, when light would triumph utterly, or darkness would claim the last victory. Until then, the echoes of that primordial will serve as a constant reminder of the consequences of pride, the value of humility, and the powerless mercy of the Most High. Thus, the greatest war in heaven was not merely a battle of the past. It was a living saga woven into the fabric of existence, teaching, warning, and guiding all who dwell between the realms of heaven and earth. Despite the shadow cast by the rebellion, the story of creation remains one of hope and restoration. The Most High, in His infinite wisdom and mercy, planted within the hearts of all beings a promise, a hope that transcended even the darkest of times. This hope was that assuring that the divine plan was not broken, but progressing toward a glorious fulfillment. The presence of free will meant that souls could choose to turn away from rebellion and sins, to embrace grace, love, and obedience. Throughout the age, messengers and prophets come forth, bearing the word of salvation and the call to repentance. The voice echoed the internal truth that though no darkness was too deep, no throne too great to prevent redemption, the birth of humanity was not a mere accident, but a pivotal chapter in the unfolding drama, a trend for creation itself to be renewed and restored through love and sacrifice. This hope was symbolized most powerfully in the promise of a Redeemer, one who would walk among mortals to reconcile the fractal realms and defeat the power of darkness once and for all. The future held the vision of a new heaven and a new earth, where peace and harmony would be restored and the scars of rebellion healed. Until that day, the faithful were called to stand firm, to walk in light and the shadows, and to trust in the enduring mercies of the Most High. The echoist of the great celestial world thus become not only a trail of warning, but a beacon of hope, a reminder that no matter how fierce the battle, love, faith, and divine justice would ultimately prevail. Thank you for listening and joining me in learning about the biggest fight between angel and demon. Please leave your comments, like this video, and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great Bible story. See you in next videos.